You're live on the air. What's your name, comment, and/or question?
It's Bobby, and it's about the ACA. The thing is, now that I have a family, the thing is, no one understands insurance. I didn't understand it, and I don't think I'm an idiot. But the thing is, it's so unaffordable for a middle-class family. It's not tax deductible. You got to pay the premium for the kids. A lot of people forget that. The kids have the premiums. Then you've got a deductible. So if you have a family, you're going to always be dipping in that deductible.
Yeah.
For some families, you're not going to get insurance to pay for anything until you've already paid $15,000 for the year, and then there's still stuff that's not covered. So you go into the doctor. My kid had a thyroid issue. These tests aren't covered. That medicine isn't covered. This specialist isn't covered. And then you still got to pay your $800 a month in premiums.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And I've worked for small businesses too, where they have the ACA with prices increasing. And they're like, well, and it's a real thing when they say there's no raises for anybody because we've just got a 20% increase in medical costs. It's hard to criticize the ACA because it's done a lot of good. It's definitely done a lot of good. But for most people, they're paying more for insurance. Companies are paying more. Some people at the very end of the spectrum, people who have like pre-existing conditions, might be paying a little less, but the majority of Americans are paying much more. But if you sit down with a family and you see how much they're paying, $800 to $1,000 a month, right, if you take deductibles in, because if you've got 4 people, 3 people in your family, you're going to be going to the doctor. You're going to be topping into that deductible. Families are paying $10,000, $15,000 a year, and the household income in America is $50,000, and that's before tax.
Yes.
It's spiraling out of control. Now, if you look at the medical insurance companies, I think since the ACA, they've made about $100 billion in profit since it was put into place about 5 years ago.
Yep.
These guys are making $1 billion. It's hard to sit down with a cat. It's just a monster that's getting out of control. And I don't think that discussion has had enough for people to actually sit down, because it's almost like when you talk about it, they're like, oh, you're a troll. If you hate the ACA, you're a troll, right? If you say, no, premium, I'm paying double what I used to pay, they're like, you're a troll, you're lying. So people shut down the debate immediately because they think you're coming from the right? Instead of saying, no, I can't afford this. I can't afford medical coverage, and I have a full-time job. It's the most expensive thing after rent. And if you think and a lot of people know when you have jobs, those premiums are going up every year too. Every single year the premiums are going up, and that means no raises for anybody. You may not feel it, but if they don't raise the premium, they're raising the deductible. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Bobby, I always appreciate your call, man. So thank you so much for that call. And I want to throw it back to any of you if you have actually, Chad, you probably have more insight on this than anyone else. You want to follow up on that?
Actually, I don't follow those numbers, so I'm going to respectfully decline because I don't want to talk from a position of ignorance. But I will say, well, let's see. The surgery that my son just went through, I was told that my out-of-pocket was about $4,000, and that's with good health insurance, really good health insurance. And I know my deductible is pretty high too. But as far as numbers across the board, I'm not an expert in that.
Not a problem. Not a problem. All right, folks, we're getting down to, listen, this has been a great show. I don't have co-host for the Benjamin Dixon Show because I'm just an arrogant bastard like that. But I like tonight's show so much that you guys really, I want to get you guys back on a regular basis, even if it is as co-host, even though Solomon has promoted Anoa to be my co-host without even discussing it with me.